Good morning, guys. A little bit more early than normal. It's 8:15, and I am headed to Midas to take my girlfriend's car to go get a brake check and oil change for her. Um, yeah, she's a teacher. She is really busy every morning, and one of the really big benefits for me for day trading is I make my own schedule. Now, clearly, the market is open at a set time, but I enjoy just being able to go run errands when I need to, and have the freedom to do other things, which is really one of the biggest motivations for making this my full-time job. Not so much the money, even though that's nice, but just the freedom to work for myself and be responsible for myself. Well, I'm back. Yeah, I spent some time at Midas getting the car fixed and looked at oil change, all that stuff. And then I accidentally made a mistake when I went to go sell half of my position this morning in SPXL, which is a 3 times leveraged S&P 500 ETF. I went to sell half of my position this morning because I was up and I wasn't going to be able to make it home for the open, and I didn't want to get stuck in the trade trying to trade it on my phone. I accidentally bought half of the position back after selling it right before I got to the car place, and so I was really frustrated this morning, and then ended up dealing with the car people. And my girlfriend recently, about 4 months ago, bought a 2014 Nissan Rogue, and when she went to go buy it, she brought it to Midas to go have it looked at and tested out to see if anything needed to be fixed before she bought it. And they said that her brakes needed to be replaced, her rotors and her pads. And when she did the inspection at the dealership that she bought it from, they said that no, it's just been sitting in the lot for a long time, they don't need to be replaced. And so she took the word of the dealership. Well, here we are 4 months later, and now she's scared to even drive the car because it shakes when she's driving highway speeds when she's braking. And so I brought it back to Midas, the original people, and they said, yeah, we told her she needed to have the brakes replaced. The Carfax report that showed that it had not been serviced between, at least according to Carfax, had not been serviced between 2,000 miles in 2014 and 36,000 miles in 2016, and then had not been serviced again until 92,000 miles in 2020. And according to Carfax, the brakes have never been serviced until she bought them, and all they did was resurface them. So what we're looking at is brake rotors that are 100,000 miles old that have never been replaced. They've just been resurfaced, which is basically putting a band-aid on the problem. And now we're on the hook for a $900, or she's on the hook for a $900 brake job. And so it was just a mess. But luckily, going back to the bad trade I made, I ended up making $200 on it on accident. And so the joy of day trading and having the freedom to make my own schedule is that I was able to take her car in for her because she's a teacher and didn't have time. And I can donate the $200 that I made from that trade to her towards her bill. Which is really cool, and something that I'm excited to share with her, even though the total bill is $900. Well, it will be if we get it fixed. The next option is possibly going to the dealership she bought it from that I've actually worked with before when I had my Camaro, and the guy I worked with at least was really helpful. And so potentially just reaching out to him and communicating that, hey, we're not here to blame anybody, but the ball was dropped somewhere between the time that you guys got the car and she bought the car from y'all, and just ask them to make it right. And you never know, the worst thing they can say is no, but it would potentially save her $900. And then if that doesn't work, I did find some brake pads and rotors online on sale for about $150 for both. And so potentially we could just do that and then hire a mechanic that we trust to put them on, because honestly I could probably figure it out, but brakes are so important and so integral to the safety of the car that I don't think I'd want to risk that, especially with all the trips that we have planned coming up. We're going to Dallas for Thanksgiving and to Iowa for just a little trip in October. And so anyway, yeah, it was a mess. And then I got home and made a couple trades that went down, and I didn't take a big loss on either of them, but it was just a little sad morning. But here we are, making the most of the day. I'm actually here at the grocery store, about to do a little shopping, because I haven't gone grocery shopping in a while. And yeah, then we'll get back home and see if after lunch there are any stocks moving, and we'll go from there. Well, we are back, and as you can see, it has been just an exhausting day. Nothing is moving. CEI is the only mover, and it has been just so slow all day, as you can see here. And I have not really taken any trades on this. I've taken a losing trade on Zevo in the morning, as it tried to break through right here, and then it just tanked. And really, that's the only trade that I've taken today. I'm hoping that after the weekend, we get more movement with the S&P. I'll go over here and show you what it looks like. Okay, it looks like it just turned red, but it has been since yesterday really just let me turn on the extended hours. Just exhausting. We had, oh gosh, okay, here on September 22nd, which was Wednesday, we had the Federal Reserve meeting. As soon as the Fed released their statement that they weren't going to do tapering, the market went up. And then at about 2:30, Jerome Powell started talking, and it just tanked, and then slowly recovered and went back and forth. And then we gapped up the next day, and it was a solid run. I was actually in um, on accident, in a leveraged ETF of the S&P, and so I was able to make some money, and not really wanting to get back in. And lucky for me, I didn't, because it gapped down. And today it's been going up, but not really any significant moves today. I guess in the morning it went, a couple points, but not really any good indication. It couldn't break through yesterday, and not any indication that the market's going to go up or down. And so hopefully next week we get some more pressure either way, so that we have some opportunities. If it goes up, we have opportunities to buy into some leveraged ETFs, and if it goes down, we can open up the volatility trade, the UVXY, like we did last week. And that's just what I'm going to be waiting on. And hopefully we get some movers, because the momentum plays today. Let's go look over here. The top gainers today have been Zevo, which was the one that I took the losing trade on at the open. UFAB looks like it might be curling back up, but just nothing really good. And then MDP, which has been selling off. AEHR, that one has been good, but no real movement from where I would have seen it, which is up here, and no indication of direction, except for maybe now after lunch. VTV, VTVT is selling off. CAPR selling off. IMRN staying flat. Naked selling off. Spike at the open and then sell off. It has just been a horrible, horrible day for the stocks. And so, yeah, hopefully next week we get some more movement and I don't have to sit through this, because I have been looking at these charts all day long and hoping for maybe a breakout in CEI, upwards of 235. And that's pretty much it. Unless a couple of these other ones want to curl back up towards the end, but those aren't going to be very good trades. So anyway, yeah, we'll see next week.